this video, I want to talk about when you feel attacked or when somebody is, not being particularly kind to you, the best way to emotionally and mentally process this, okay? And this kind of goes back to the teaching, love your enemies. And, it's taken me many years to understand the premise of that statement and why it is so healing for my own journey. Now, obviously, I've dealt with my own share or, a good number of, I don't want to say attacks, but negative energy over the years. And what I've come to realize about it is that anytime anybody has negative energy towards another, it's really it's almost always about themselves. Now, there are times certainly when individuals will frustrate me, but it's certainly very short-lived, and I always move into a place of compassion as quickly and effortlessly as I can nowadays. And again, I find that energy of compassion very peaceful and healing for me, and just a much more empowering way to look at each and every situation. Doesn't mean I don't stand up for myself, because again, I do. I'm a businesswoman. I'm definitely have to deal with conflict all of the time. It's modern day business 101, dealing with the general public. There are going to be conflicts. And when I'm dealing with those conflicts, I'm still very, progressive in my approach. I'm also, somewhat detached. Oh, there's the sweetie toy again. Anyways, I'm also somewhat detached in the sense of, I know what the correct outcome is in terms of our procedures and policies. I don't get emotionally involved, so I take a much more masculine approach to the logic of problem solving. And I've learned that over the years as well as a very helpful tool. But specifically, in terms of when you feel attacked, one of the most impactful ways that I've been able to energetically deal with that type of energy is to essentially have this inner mantra or inner prayer that just requests that whatever energy that person is coming from, or whatever vibration or mental state, that the universe will eloquently mirror it back to them, so that they can understand the ramifications of operating in that way. Because again, everything here is learning. And it's not that I ever wish anything negative on anyone. Are you going to come up? Okay. Here we go. Here's the little culprit of the squeaker toys. So what I'm really trying to explain with this is that in my younger state, I would get, really frustrated when somebody would bring me this negative, nasty energy. And, in my teenage years or whatever, I'd hope something bad would happen to them, or, that they would somehow have this karma enacted on them. And I never, at this stage of the game, I never wish anything negative on anybody. It doesn't matter, how intense the attack might be. I simply ask the universe to lovingly mirror back that energy to that individual, so they can see the error of their ways and they can understand what bringing forth that energy feels like. And to me, this is a very compassionate way to still love those that feel like they are doing me wrong. And so I just wanted to share that piece of my own journey. Again, it's all about creating this equilibrium of an internal state of peace. And again, the bitterness and the anger that humans have the capacity to carry around with them is some of the most damaging energy. And even on a chemical level, that stress and that baggage wreaks havoc on the mind, the body, and the spirit. So the sooner that you can learn the art of completely falling into unconditional love for every human being, the closer you are to that peaceful energy. And you just have, again, it's just, I almost call it like the void. I just have this untethered, beautiful, expansive energy that has culminated in my being that, again, it can't really be disturbed because it's not tethered to anything. And it's taken me a long time to get to this place. I certainly, even 5-10 years ago was not capable of emotionally holding this kind of balanced equilibrium within my consciousness. I wouldn't have even known how to put A, B, C, and D together to get to that place. And so practice makes perfect. It's really going over within one's own consciousness this deep desire to embody unconditional love. And it's about self-love, but it's also about this universal loving energy. And again, it's very energizing, because when you're not utilizing your mental energy to focus on the past or the future or anything negative about any external factors, you really garner a lot of excess reservoir for beautiful, creative, productive, action-oriented energy. And I think this is, the fundamental point of, why I'm talking about this. Again, I'm going to try to make a lot of these videos a little bit shorter because it works for me in my schedule. And I think, in these modern times, it's a little bit easier to watch like a 7-minute video. So I'm going to get back to work here and wishing you all a very wonderful Friday.